Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. I am Zim and this is the Starlight Expedition's Pokerole, our Pokemon Mystery Dungeon tabletop campaign. Chapter 1, Episode 17, Playing House. Do remember, everybody, that I am streaming alongside a couple of others here on the channel. So do make sure you go check out all of my friends. Right now, you can find their links to them in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube, or right here in the chat for those that are here on Twitch. Arzadeyu and Rygon Plays are co-streaming right now, though do check out everybody else as well. We're going to go ahead and turn it over to Rygon for the introductions now.
Hello, my name is Rygon from the channel Rygon Plays, and I am the storyteller for Starlight Expeditions. What this means is that I am the individual who will narrate the circumstances and events that go on throughout the game, including how the NPCs talk, the consequences of the player's actions, and how the world itself operates. It's a pleasure to have you all here, and I look forward to seeing how this session goes. Zim, go ahead and I turn it over to you to begin our round robin of introductions for the rest of the players.
Absolutely. This time we're going to start with Argus.
Wait, I'm starting?
Yep.
That's new. Hi, I'm Aurum and I play Argus, the scaredy cat, Tyranitar. Tyrant.
You aren't big yet.
Not there yet.
Jolene.
I am Demon God Linden, and I play Jolene, the sometimes overprotective and sometimes easily irritable Milcery.
And I am Zim. I play as Jet, the ghost electric type Rockruff. I really need to come up with more of an introduction than that, but I can never think of one.
I've got some for when we're done with our quick round robin here.
All right.
That would be helpful too, personally.
Dart.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Seda, and I play Dart, the steel ground rockruff, who is currently left wondering, did I leave the oven on?
Okay. I feel like I missed something there.
No, because he left something on the island, or
Something he
Oh!
left something important behind.
Oh.
Don't worry, Zim. It took me a second too.
it's better than is your refrigerator running.
Azurith.
Greetings all.
Refrigerator isn't running, it's floating.
I am Arzadeyu, and the owner of the channel Arzadeyu, both on Twitch and on YouTube, who is also co-streaming and recording. I play Azurith the off-color jangmo-o, and is very prideful of himself. I got nothing much to say.
And lastly, we have Amos.
Hi, I'm Wernimal, and I play Amos, the fluffy Growlithe, and I think Amos is gonna pat a Jet on the head.
Curse word.
I'm a cussy dog.
You took that right.
All
I pay
right.
money to see it.
And as
Oh, was that
usual,
everyone?
everyone, yeah, that is it.
All right, then I would like everyone, as just as a quick thing, what is your character's favorite taste? Something like, is it sweet, bitter, savory?
Sweet.
Okay, and once you come up with something, give me a short explanation, just one sentence of why you think so. So you say sweet. Why do you say sweet?
Argus loves sweet things, mainly because Jolene makes his stick very sweet. He has a younger mind, and thus younger taste buds.
Fair enough. That's a good explanation.
Hmm.
I heard. What do you got, Lyndon?
I think Jolene actually likes bitter things more than others. Because after thinking about it a bit, because she would probably not necessarily just bitter, but like tart. I think is a better one instead of bitter. Tart things that aren't necessarily like super, you know, hard to stomach, but she would like the tartness because it would probably be able to, you know, kind of wake her up, so to speak. Like it would be kind of a wake up call. Well, and she sometimes needs that.
Okay, very nice. War animal.
I think Amos is more of a savory type. He you know, he can breathe fire and all this other stuff, and he's kind of more of a, I don't know. I think like out of like he's not like super sweet and nice like all the others in the party, so he's more like a kind of like, I always can't word, but I'm going somewhere. But yeah, I think he's more savory. Maybe he could, you know, breathe fire. He likes hot foods.
I can see him being the kind of puppy that likes like hot honey.
Well, maybe.
All right, Zim.
I think Jet would also like savory, but with a bit of spiciness to it. Something that kind of kicks and has a life to it, of its own to itself.
Okay. Why
He
is
likes
that?
his prey alive.
What, Orum?
I said he likes his prey alive.
Ah.
That alive and kicking.
I think part of it might be, you know, the whole ghost thing in particular, you know, kind of reminds him that he is alive instead of an actual dead ghost. Or at least he hopes he is alive. He's still not
Okay.
certain.
All right, I like that. Arzadeu?
I've put some thought on it, and I'm going along the lines of savory as well, because that's a good one. But not just savory. Savory and juicy. Like,
All
you
right.
know, like that juicy meat when it's tendered right, and baked fruits. That crunch. Juices in it. I'm being very descriptive. Help me.
Okay, why does he like that?
I just explained it.
And he likes it to be juicy. That's what I heard. But any particular reason? Like, does he enjoy his? Does he enjoy it because it's kind of like something to offset a hard day's work, for example? Like, what would you go for?
It offsets his saltiness.
I wouldn't say, you know, offsets a hard day's work. More like rewarding.
Okay, so it's rewarding for him.
Yes.
Okay,
Something that was worked for.
and last but not least, Seda.
Not to sound like I'm running along the trade here, but I would also probably go with a savory taste for Dart, with a dash of salty and sweet. Particularly for the full body of flavors, and just a variety of inputs. You know, particularly things like meats, cheeses, with that little bit of salt to add a little bit of sharpness to the overall flavor and bring out those underlying I don't want to keep on saying flavors, but like bring out the underlying flavors. So you need a little bit of seasoning, but sometimes need a little bit of sweetness to soften things out. Like a nice full-bodied cup of tea.
Will sound like a lot of complicated flavors interacting together. Anything in his personality or reason as to why he would like something like that?
I would say it stems from the mindset that not one thing on its own is not good, but bringing and combining things together can bring out the best of both sides of what you're putting in.
Okay. So then it's kind of sounds like your character is the sort to consider multiple angles.
Exactly.
Okay.
There are always two sides to the coin, and two things working to using their strengths to bring something together can create something even better than the two individually.
All right. So the reason why I asked you all is so you can not only get a little bit of a better understanding of your characters, but also to give Lyndon here a little bit of help in the cooking. Lyndon, you've now heard everyone's tastes and likes. Perhaps you can craft dishes that may work for or against them.
I
And
hope
I
you were
also-
Unfortunate
taking
you give
notes,
Argus
Lyndon.
spicy things.
Well, this is also for all of you as well. If you happen to come across dishes throughout this world, well, you now have tastes. I expect you to react accordingly to them.
I got
As
my
Argus
notes.
gets tortured
Beef
with
jerky.
spicy
Beef
stuff.
jerky. Beef
God.
jerky
Alright.
with a cup of tea and honey.
With that little bit of character building out of the way, we'll go ahead and we'll move on to the main section. But first, we will do our typical stream, trivia and announcements. So for the first thing is to everyone watching, we will not be talking to you in chat, like vocally, because we are going to all be busy with our game here. But that doesn't mean we may not type, and we may say something if, say, we get subscribers, donations, etc., etc. So if you wish to get our attention, that'll probably be the best way to do so. Over on Zimstream, we also have various interesting little extras, such as you can play cards in order to influence the game. You can play influences in order to influence the game. And of course, we have the good old donations. So if you donate, then interesting things might happen on stream. If you also choose to donate to either my or Arzadeu's stream, you also receive half the Sable Crowns, which can then be used to work influences. So if you wish to support one of us for our stream, then you can, and you'll still earn a reward at the end of the day. Is there anything else you would like to mention, Zim?
No, I think you covered everything. Just need the recap now.
All
Any
right.
volunteers?
Any volunteers?
I don't mind going again. It's a very, very low note session last time.
I took plenty of notes for the most part, and then I got distracted with the session. So, may I do the first part, and then you pick up from where I left off?
Very well.
So, first we begin with Dart, Jet, and Azurith up in the attic part with the 4 coffins. Dart deciding to head down the ladder and go rest. He receives a memory about leaving an investment on an island, and is left stunned and wide-eyed. Meanwhile, Jet tries to pull Azurith down by the crest. Don't pull on the head crest, it hurts, because Azurith protests. But the two head down and see Dart wide-eyed and, stunned, and they ask of what's wrong and such. Then it's Jet's turn. He receives a memory of names, Makar and Mariska. He feels angry towards them and has a horrible feeling of drowning in sand. So Dart and Azurith try to calm him down. They do so. However, Dart feels as he left a pang that something was left behind. But then the three of them decide to give a pledge of friendship, and then fall asleep in bed after some shenanigans. Meanwhile, Argus got his own memory flashback of like a mystery novel. And then begins playing Among Us, essentially. He thinks everyone is very suspicious.
You vented!
No one has vented yet, apparently. But as they were all trying to sleep, bright, reflective rays shined into the house, making it hard to sleep. Jolene simply flipped her bowl, and Argus turned his box around. However, Azurith decided to just get up out of his bed, pull the curtains shut, and then struggled to pull the other ones shut, until he fell asleep and the curtains fell on him. And so we end up at the next day. They slept through the entire day. It's now dark out. The rain tip-taps on the window and thunder rolls in the distance. Dart and Jet decided to play a little game and pounce on Azurith, who promptly recoils him and launches him into the air off of him. Afterwards, Dart and Jet still plan on doing some of that training. Argus, wakes up in the attic and decides to see what all the tools can do. And Julie wakes up, checks on Doc, who is still pale but better. Then she enlists Amos's help to cook food. Later on, Jolene tells the others that food is ready. And when Jolene tries to go get Argus, he tries to hide the tools he was toying with, but, it doesn't work from hiding from Jolene. And that's all I have. Zeta, your turn.
Basically, Argus investigates tools in the attic, Julian cooks, we all have breakfast, discuss events, and we set a plan in action. Dart and Jet are going to do some training, probably unwise in the casual thunderstorm, but what's worse could happen. And the rest of the team of Astral Dawn will be departing in the morning to go search for food and scout the area.
Okay. And thus we enter in. The night is here. The thunder crackles on in the distance, flashes lighting up the area, brief little bouts of light. One could call it a heaven's glance, while others may imagine it to be nothing more than a spotlight rolling across the floor. Our characters here have been left in quite the pickle. There be monsters outside their walls. But what are they to do? Resources are running low, and they know they have to both get stronger, wiser, and fed if they wish to at all reconquer their own, lost village. So I turn it over to my players. What do you do? It is now about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Argus,
is
No,
sorry.
go on. No, Argus,
Ar-
you go.
Ar- Argus was planning on going upstairs to continue exploring the tools, see what they can do, preferably without Dart finding out what exactly he's doing. He doesn't trust them. He wants to do this himself so that they can't throw him away when they figure it out.
Don't worry, you don't have Dart by you. You have Azurith, who is...
That's even worse.
That dude's-
Azurith's the most judgmental.
Azurith doesn't even know what to do with these tools.
But he judges Argus the most, according to Argus.
According to Argus. Oh boy. You know how to even work all these tools?
Not yet.
I can barely wrap my mind around them.
What's everyone else doing? Because that's just what Argus is doing. He just has his back to Azurith as he's digging through the box, testing each tool, like seeing, oh, this one squeezes. This one has like a flat head and claws. Maybe it's like to claw at things. And this one's sharp, so clearly it's for cutting. He's just going through, trying to use his body to block Azurith from seeing.
Azurith would try to be peeking around, just like, what's that one? What's that one do? What's that one do? What's that one do?
Has Argus figured out any of the tools yet?
You just barely started playing with them.
Okay. Then yeah, instead of trying to tell him what he thinks they do, he's just going to block them off, because until he knows for sure, he doesn't want anyone else to know what these tools do. No one else is allowed to know. So he's using his tail or his body to just try to push Azurith, away from the box so he can't see. You stay over there. I'm busy. This is my thing.
Oh, you need space?
Yeah, space to do smart things.
That's fine. I'll just go look on the other boxes over here. Just walks on over and starts digging through the other boxes.
It's pretty much the same as before. The boxes are filled with rows upon rows of the green bottles filled with that red liquid.
Right, I forgot.
Occasionally, you catch a glimpse of that same logo, the one that tickles at the back of your mind, MD Industries, a shooting star visible upon its label.
I feel like Azurith would probably just look at it and stare at it, trying to comprehend it. Probably to no avail in the end.
Probably, although it does quite severely annoy you that you can't remember. It should be noted that if you do growl, your scales jingle a little bit.
Argus flinches a bit at the growling. He turns around to see. It's just you. But now he's on even more edge.
He's just staring at the inside of a box lid, right?
Yeah.
Just growling, scales jingling. He stops, looks at it. Oh. Oh, that's cool. Really cool. Still upset, don't understand it. Slams the lid shut. Sorry. This is what happens when you stare at something, you can't understand it, you're getting nowhere.
Hey, you wanna do something?
What do you have in mind?
If we need to get more resources, we need a bigger pool go. Do you want to start getting the iron stakes out of those wood things and pulling more wood blocks off so we can make a bigger pool go?
Sure, I got nothing else I'm doing. Don't know how it works anyway, so I'll just gather materials for you.
We just we pull these wood things off one at a time, and then we put them on the ground with the pointy parts of the iron, the metal stakes on the ground, and then you sit on it and it pops them out. And then we use this thing, and he's gonna hold his little grabber, the little grabber tool, to pull them out.
I see.
It's very simple. And we just need to get a lot. And then we can build our own polgo. And we could put like a little box. Or we could make the polgo a box so it holds lots of things. So you could just do that while I do this over here. He thinks he has Azurith, distracted as he goes through the tools. That is his entire goal, distracting Azurith. Though they do want to make a polgo. He does want to make a polgo, another one. But
Well-
he can trust someone he doesn't trust to at least gather materials.
Okay. You could potentially make one more, but if you do, then you will no longer have any wood.
We could always pull apart another box, I think, maybe.
No, I mean, the boxes are starting to run out of wood. Some of them have been
Okay,
used for
fair.
other materials. Some have been burned. Some of them have been made into the previous polgo. So if you make one more polgo, you will no longer have any more boxes.
Okay.
We're running low, actually. Do you sure you want to make another one?
Maybe we should find more materials. That's your job. Find more wood. More wood and iron and metal stakes.
I mean, they should just be around here, right?
Yeah,
Besides-
all over the house or in the ruins or
Besides, we should stick in pairs of 2.
I'm good. I'm safe up here. I have the machine. I can turn it on if something bad happens.
Stairs.
Why is there a purple thing floating over me?
I don't know.
That's very high up too. I'm okay in here. It's safe. You can go look for wood and iron stakes or other
No.
things that could be used for a polgo.
No.
No. But
How many of these little container thingies do we have? He looks through the box again. It's kind of long. Just start counting one by one, slowly. Maybe get distracted a couple times by the logo. Snagged by it because he can't remember. And go back to counting.
What are you counting?
All the jars. I'm sorry, DM, for making you have to come up with some random number. But I'm giving my character something to do.
Fair enough. I'll say you probably count around 72.
only 72.
That's your random number. They're kind of big jars.
But each one only gets used once.
Mm-hmm.
It's 72 more times. Why'd you have to
72
put
of
a
them
number
is
to it?
72 is a large number.
It's actually
Yeah,
quite a
but you
lot.
forget Argus thinks it's the catch-all. If something bad happens, I use this. And
You
it's
could-
very easy to make him think something bad happened.
Well, if Argus starts doing something like that, Azurith could stop him. Ah.
Oh no, Azurith is attacking. Must activate the machine.
Oh, he's gonna protest and stop you for that.
Okay, so we got one character playing with tools. We got one character counting up there. What is everyone else up to?
If I remember right, Jolene was going to start reading Doc's little journal about all the medical stuff. So she could try and learn how to do stuff with medicines and such, so that if people start getting hurt or have any troubles, she can help if Doc's not around.
Okay. The writing itself is both plain and complicated at the same time. I will require you to make a roll to see if you can understand it. please roll for me an insight survival nature. You will require a score of 2 to make any heads or tails of it.
Come on, Jolene. Don't fail me now.
Nice.
After a good while of reading, you are able to make out one page in its entirety. It is simply called Smoker's Lung. Smoker's Lung appears to be a affliction granted to you upon breathing in a plant's spores, specifically the plant called the Whisper Vine. The Whisper Vine is a what do you call it? A cloistered kind of plant, one that likes to stick around small, cramped areas. Oh, goodness, I'm being raided. Give me a second. Hello, raiders.
Raiders
We'll let
of
the little
Lost
raid click
Rygon.
through. Hello there, Zebra Pig. Thank you for the raid. And to all of our new raiders who are just coming in, first off, thank you for the follows. And second, my name is Rygon. I'm a variety streamer, and currently I am hosting a game called Pokerole. In specific, Starlight Expeditions. In this, you can think of it as like Pokemon with D&D aspects to it. So my players here are having their characters go through all sorts of little adventures and shenanigans. Currently, they are at a bit of a resting point, though. I hope you all enjoy the stream. I will no longer be talking in chat, but it's a pleasure to see you all here, and I hope you enjoy the stream. Again, Zebra Pig, thank you so much for sharing your community with me. I will give you a quick shout out. To anyone who is here, please give Zebra Pig some love. They are an amazing individual and very much deserving of it.
Are they a zebra or are they a pig?
They are both.
Ah. That's like double awesome.
They are.
Sorry. What was trying to help?
Oh, no worries at all, Zim. I just noticed it right as soon as I typed mine in. They are a pig with a zebra hoodie, which is even more adorbs.
Okay, that is adorable. I need to get my tiger in a Buizel Kigurumi. Actually, now I need a Tyrant Kigurumi.
Yes.
That would be
Art
adorable.
So,
Like
as a
like
little bit of a
Ulysses?
warning to our raiders as well, to those of you who are Pokemon enthusiasts, we're going to be dealing with a lot of very un-Pokemon-like things at times. For example, we have 2 different varieties of Rockruff here that you will not find in any of the games or movies or what have you. So that's the kind of shenanigans we're up to. I do hope you all enjoy. Now,
I
going back to
butchered
what
the
we were originally
game.
talking about, Jolene, your character, you did find that page for the affliction called Smoker's Lung, crafted by a vine called the Whisper Vine. Again, the Whisper Vine is something that likes to stay in cramped, cloistered spaces, and if disturbed, will release a blast of smoke into an individual's face. If an individual breathes the smoke in for too much or too long, they will acquire the affliction called Smoker's Lung, upon which they will be coughing horribly for about the period of a day. While it itself is not necessarily threatening, except for those who have a weak heart or who already have lung issues, the way to deal with the affliction is actually relatively simple. It requires a mixture of 2 different kinds of plants, one being the bittersweet berry and the other one being the, let's think of a good tree for this one. The needle cone pine. If you mix those 2 things together, they will create a small powder that, if breathed in, will help to clear out the affliction. That said, many individuals claim that breathing in this mixture is almost just as bad as the original smoke.
Medicine's not supposed to be fun.
Mm-hmm. So I hope you wrote all that down because I am not going to remember it for later.
Oh, great. Can we get someone to clip that, please? And, keep it in our archives.
Yeah, I started writing down some of the information, though I accidentally deleted what the first part I wrote down when I started writing down the what the mixture is to remedy the smoker's lung.
Do you have the
You know.
Do you have the latter
Bittersweet
part?
berry and the needle cone pine.
Okay, so I did put those down right then. So
Mm-hmm. It requires just obviously the berry and the bark of the needle cone pine mixed together.
As Argus finds a whisper weed in his tool chest.
It could be. Now that it's been spoken about, it will be probably introduced as a trap in the future.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yay! What do you think about that, Zim?
Why are you asking me?
Because I can.
He can.
I mean, it's gonna be a trap, okay?
The trap.
I still don't understand why you felt the need to call me out.
Because you're Zim.
All right. So what is everyone else up to?
Well, I know Jet and Dart were thinking of going and training, though I'm not sure if they're still planning to do so at night at least.
Yeah, Dart's looking outside the window at the basically the pitch black of night, barring the rain and thunder. It's like,
You can
You know-
hear the steady pit pat of the rain in the darkness, an occasional droplet plapping against the window. In a brief flash of light, you see the three dark figures standing in the back, unmoving and undisturbed.
Jet, on second thought, this might be way too dark to actually get any proper training in.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I don't mind the weather. I'm feeling raring to go, but yeah, the lighting is not ideal.
Amos is just chilling on the bench, lying on his back, with propped up on a pillow with one of his hind paws sitting on the table. His comments overhearing. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go out on that.
We just
Y'all
get
better
some.
wait for morning.
Yeah, shall we just go get some rest then and wait until it's brighter?
Yeah, I suppose we can go do it while after the others head out for their scouting. Amos, I hope that you're ready for tomorrow.
I'm ready to get out of this damn house. Not super interested in sitting around here all day.
Well, that's great, but you're not going to leave anybody behind, are you?
No, of course not. Why would I do that?
You suggested that we leave Dart and Argus behind down in the pit.
Amos is kind of like sighs.
I mean, Argus I could somewhat understand, but we still shouldn't let anything happen to him. Dart, on the other hand...
Yeah, I get it.
We're all in this together. We really need to watch out for each other. You never know when you might need one of our help, too. If something might happen and leave you in trouble, that... I hope you'd know that we'd come to rescue you.
They would abandon you. So says something to Amos.
And Argus.
Yeah, sure.
Just remember,
Oh.
you know, we all have our. This is all new and strange for us, and we have our strengths and weaknesses. But I think all of us coming to get together collectively, you know, will get us through this all.
Well, we can certainly try, but none of us know what the fluff is going on around anything. I don't know. All of our memories seem to be a giant scattered mess. We're just basically bumbling our way through all the crap we've encountered so far this week. So you never know what's gonna happen with all crazy things have been.
Yep, but we'll get through it together.
You're very right. We don't know what might happen. We don't know what the future holds here. But there is one thing that I promise you, and that is that I will not stop, and if you are in trouble, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna do whatever I can to get you out of it.
Liar.
The same goes for Jolene, Dart, even Argus. Azurith probably won't get into trouble, but, you know, I'll be there for him too.
Amos just kind of smiles. Just gives a quick smile. Acknowledging what you said.
Well, if you need anything, just let me know. I'm gonna go read. And he's gonna go head upstairs, climb up into the bed, and seeing that it's probably like almost pitch black in most of the house, he's gonna go up into the little attic thing, retrieve one of the candles from up there, one that's you know, taller than the rest, and bring it down.
One of the
with him.
coffins is open.
Wait, what?
Oh, good.
no.
I didn't have to do a reaction. Oh, thank God. I was already planning my reaction to Azurith saying, like, where'd you get that candle from? And now I'm even more scared. You have angered the... I'm kidding, I've not angered the...
Rygon, are you serious?
Yes.
He's looking around carefully. Which one? Is it...
John's.
Well, Jet is going to do the smart thing and not investigate this on his own. Can we shut the door?
Yeah, you can shut the door.
Does Jet think he'll be able to open it again after?
Yeah.
Okay. He'll shut the door. And just kind of stiffly make his way back downstairs. He just walks in back in here.
Was the reading boring for you?
Crack of lightning strikes above the house, illuminating the small space in a white flash, before everything settles back into its previous dark and stormy mood.
I kind of figure the kitchen at least has a little bit of light from the stove still, and then the living room's got some from the fireplace.
Yeah, the living room does, but I don't know if anyone ever turned the stove on.
Oh right, Jolene was using Amos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she doesn't know what a stove is.
Yeah. John's coffin is open.
What?
Who opened it?
I don't know.
Where is Doc?
Jet goes to check the couch.
She's still sleeping soundly. She appears to be much better.
She is still asleep on the couch.
All right. Where the heck did those other ones run off to? Argus and ours.
Well, I don't know if we want Argus involved on this. And I'd rather have Azurith keep an eye on them, but Jolene is probably in Doc's room. We should stick together right now.
Okay.
Let's go upstairs and take a look.
Well, let's get
But
Jolene
who
first.
went in there?
Jolene?
Yes, darling?
John's coffin is open. Did you do
Jolene is-
that?
No, she's going to slowly close the book, look over and say, darling, I haven't went up there by myself because, frankly, I don't want to be there. You sure it wasn't Argus or Azurith?
I haven't checked with them. I don't think it was Argus. I don't think he'd go in there at all. You know Argus.
No, you're right. Argus is a bit of a too scared to do that. But, well, I don't, that's very concerning. That could mean that, I forgot his name again.
Martinez?
Yes, Martinez. I don't know why I keep forgetting it every time I go to say it. But, that might mean, Martinez was here again and messing with things, but for some reason I don't feel like that's probably right either. She's going to slowly float over.
I know Doc is still asleep on the couch. Also, is Dart coming with us, Seda?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Up the puppy.
Yeah, the
Puppy.
Puppy.
I haven't checked with Ethan yet. Maybe he did something. He's gonna.
You can see that Ethan is sleeping comfortably in Doc's arms. His frail little body perhaps acting as a sort of a thermal blanket for her.
Amos is gonna come behind Dart and just be like, Doc, Don't. Let's just check upstairs.
Yeah, I wanted to see if he was awake. Is Jolene gonna come along?
Yep.
Alright, before we go in there, let me go check with Azurith real quick.
Hang on, before you go check in, nah, I don't know if I'm gonna drag it out, but I feel like Argus would yelp at the lightning strike in the attic. I felt like bringing
Only
it
if
up.
it's close. Distant thunder's not too scary.
It was right above the house.
Okay, yeah, there'd be a yelp.
What? Too scary?
No, no. It's just shocking.
I feel like... Eh. Quite dark in here. I want to see others alright. That's probably a good cue to come in.
Jet's
Amos kind
gonna...
of like taps Jet and says, "Don't mention anything. Just don't mention anything. Just ask them if they've been in there."
I was planning on it.
Hey, Weiss.
Azurith. He's kind of gesturing for Azurith to come over.
1, 2, 3, 4, 72. Yeah. Gets off to the box and starts walking over.
Jet is going to talk quietly, making sure that Argus cannot hear. Have you or Argus been up in the other the room with the coffins?
Azur shakes his head no.
Okay.
Scales.
Keep an eye on things in here, please.
Azur squints. Okay. Then goes back to the boxes. How dark is it in the attic? I'm curious.
Dark. It's 2 o'clock in the morning and you have no light. Like literally the only thing you all get are just the brief flashes of light in between the lightning strikes.
So Argus wouldn't even none of us are really able to do much of anything right now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
I mean,
over by a window.
obviously you've got a bit of your dark vision kind of going on at this point. And I'm not talking about animal dark vision. I'm just talking about just the vision you get when you've naturally been in a dark place for a while. But yeah, no, all of you are more or less effectively blind. Nobody has really lit up anything. Nobody is using any light sources. There's just, it's 2 o'clock in the morning on a dark and stormy night.
And Seda, were you going to say something about Dart?
Nope. I was just gonna follow along,
Okay.
saving more of the talking for the investigation upstairs.
Okay. Well, yeah, Jet just leads everybody up to the top and gestures towards the coffin.
Amos is gonna breathe out a little bit of fire to light up the room a bit.
In the brief flash of light, with Amos's, well, I suppose more steady
Actually,
flame.
Aren't the candles still going?
No.
Oh.
They've been 24 hours about.
No, it hasn't. I guess it has been about 12, actually.
Yeah, they more or less burned out a good while ago.
Joke.
Ones that you can see anyway. Anyway, the steady light coming from Amos's flame is enough to illuminate some small portions of the room, and you see not much has changed, save except for one coffin being open, the aforementioned John's coffin.
You know.
You can see what appear to be vines extending out from it, pooling out of the edges and, spilling out onto the floor. There seems to be some kind of a sweet scent that reminds you all of Jolene coming from inside the coffin. It's much stronger now that you all are more or less inside the room.
And it's open.
Yeah.
Jet is going to pull out his lantern, having forgotten that he had this, and use a little spark to light it.
Just rubbing it against Amos's fur.
Yeah, just get the I don't know, something to coordinate to flint and steel.
I mean, a spark? He's an electric type. Sparks can cause fire.
Yeah, if you got that kind of finesse.
You just need a flint and dart.
Electricity on steel.
Meteorite on dart.
Now you just have to have the two puppies just kind of rub against each other.
Puppy power, as they would call it.
Puppy power, they do that like little fingertip touching thing and a little spark comes out.
Patent it, let's go.
Eventually, you are able to light up the lantern with your combined efforts. The room is now far more illuminated.
Also, I will say, in regards to him having finesse for it, he did light all of the candles in there once already.
I know.
But,
I don't know. This is just one of those on things, off things.
We have a storyteller reroll.
Nice.
A miss. Not enough
And a
air.
party reroll. Jet is headed over to the open coffin, glancing behind him to make sure the others are still there.
Yep.
I don't
Amos
know
is
where the
coming
coffin
too.
is, but
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it would have been absolutely hilarious if you all had just decided to stay by the door and poor Jet was the only one who went up to it.
Yeah, no, Jolene's definitely going up to it.
Out of curiosity, is like the lid on the coffin like completely removed, or is it just kind of like pushed to the side?
He kind of pushed to the side.
so it's
Because
still
darts-
partially on.
Yeah. It's like, how best to say, it's like one of those hinge lids.
Oh, so it's open, but
Yeah,
the lid's still connected.
Like
yeah,
a door.
exactly. Like
Okay.
a door.
So I know Dart's very curious, like, well, how heavy is that lid?
Jet?
Dart's
It's,
like,
it's only a wooden coffin, so not very.
yeah, for some reason I had a stone slab in mind.
I did too.
Nope,
Same
they're all
here.
wooden coffins.
Well, Jet is going to cautiously peer into it, holding up the lantern.
Dart's gonna also like peek up like next to Jet's lantern.
You all see a flower. On the inside of the coffin, where one would expect to find a body, you instead see what appears to be a relatively large flower. It has 5 purple petals, all extending in directions, and each petal is quite large. In the center of it, you can see what appears to be a extended stem, with at the very top of it is a solid blue orb that shines in the lantern light. Extending from beneath the flower, you can see the vines themselves that are spilling over the edges of the coffin. It is the flower itself that you are smelling that sweet scent.
Do you think the vines could have possibly opened up the coffin?
I don't know, and these definitely grew in very fast because they weren't here yesterday. And we don't know how long this has been here before we came up here.
Or what this is? Because I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty weird to put flowers into coffins. Must be a pretty special heckin' flower.
Jolene, do you have Doc's
yes, sir.
book?
I left it in the room, but I can go get it.
I know it had pictures of the ember berries. Maybe it might have a picture of this.
Well, I'll go get it and we can check. And Jolene's going to start floating down to get it.
Butter.
How about that, Rygon? We're using our tools.
Aw, look at y'all.
What about my tools?
And Jolene disappears.
Never to be seen again.
No, we'll see Jolene in about 90 minutes.
Yeah,
We're just here a ding on the oven.
She'll
Ding. Oh,
grab
food.
she'll grab the book and start floating back up.
It's like, which way was the room? I can't see anything. Accidentally
Yeah.
goes into the oven.
I'm surprised none of us had thought about
Jolene
getting
cake.
a light source. So
Yeah,
What
no,
do you mean
Jolene was
none
just-
of us? I did.
Yeah, Jolene was just like
After being
hugging the walls.
told that you all were blind.
No, I
So,
thought about that before you told us we were blind.
Okay.
Jolene
Okay,
is just
sure.
like touching the walls as she goes so she can see. So she's probably taking a while to get there and back, but she still goes there and back. Oops. And ow. But after getting the book and coming back, she will start looking at the flower and back at the book and flipping through the pages and trying to find that same flower in the book just to see if it's in there.
You flip, 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 and you don't find anything except in the very back of the book, you find what appears to be a picture of another of Doc's kind. Except this one seems to have that kind of flower stuck in their mane. There's no written word on it or anything. It's just a very well done drawing.
Well, Jolene is going to hold the book out to everybody to see it and say, don't see any writing about it, but it seems this might have been, well, it's a drawing of one of Doc's kind with that flower in the mane. I don't know if this is maybe, well, I don't know. I don't know what this is really, but
Does it look like a pre-evolved form, or is it exactly the same, or
This looks like a bit of a masculine Doc.
what if these are the remains of John? But then why is it open, and why are they outside?
Probably more importantly, what's what's that orb? I kind of wanna investigate it and like touch it, but at the same time, I don't know
I
what
do
it could
too.
do.
I do too.
Maybe, darlings, maybe we should wait till Doc awakens and inform her about what we found. It may be upsetting for her, but she might know more about it.
But what if what's in here is what Doc needs to wake up?
Well, darling, in the book it told us the remedy was what was needed, and we already gave her that.
And how long was the remedy supposed to take? She's not getting. She's slowly getting better and not worse. But
I'm gonna flip back to that page and check to see if it actually said how long it could take, because I can't remember.
It doesn't say anything about how long it takes.
Okay. Well, it doesn't really say how long it'll take, darling. It could just depend on the specific mon.
anything else about that sketch you saw in the back of the book?
Didn't see anything written about it, just the sketch itself.
Jet is going to very carefully and gently poke at the flower with his paw.
When you poke at the flower, it, well, kind of just crumples a little underneath your paw in the way that flowers do. It doesn't seem particularly strong. Only, in some would say, strong enough just to carry that orb.
How big is the orb?
It's relatively moderately sized, larger than a marble, smaller than a, soccer ball.
Oh, that's...
It's about the size. It's about the size of, like, say, one of your paws.
Jolene, is there anything about this orb in that book?
Jolene's gonna check. Flipping through the pages again. Flip, 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 flip.
You don't find anything.
No, darling, there isn't anything in here about it.
Jet is going to try and touch the orb.
Okay.
We'll keep an Dart upon seeing this could be like, we'll be right here. We'll keep an eye on things.
Jet will nod.
All right. So you're touching the orb?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
No, but yes.
Oh, here we go. He's touching another orb.
As you touch the orb, and it feels cool to the touch. Almost like as if it was made from a stone that wasn't stone. And then it flies off. As soon as your paw touches against it and that little bit of warmth is felt against the orb, it immediately just kind of zooms right off the plant through the wall, and you can hear a few other little crashes before it eventually you hear a shout over in the attic. The flower in front of you immediately crumbles into dust.
Chase after that orb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
chasing
the fuck just
after.
happened?
I don't know, but let's go check. As they all come
I like we all
barreling
immediately
in.
rush here.
Did you
Have
see an
you-
orb?
I
You
think,
all actually do see the orb. It's floating around Azurith's head.
ah.
Azurith,
Oh, speak, Argus. Speak, Argus.
Stay calm.
You would have the initial reaction.
What is that? Am I being attacked? He's gonna start putting a jar into the machine.
Put the jar down.
But danger!
Not
Danger,
yet.
Will Robinson!
Oh my god.
The orb itself does not appear to be threatening, just kind of casually floating around Azurith's body in a nonsensical pattern. Just floating, going under and over and around. It just crisscrosses all over Azurith's body. Otherwise,
So-
it doesn't seem to be doing anything.
It's funny you make that reference, Arum, because Ferret Sink and I were like literally just watching Lost in Space earlier.
Odd.
This is interesting. Washes it as it goes around him the best he can. That's probably when the rest would break in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank God, there. Azurith, keep calm.
I'm calm. Tell Argus to be calm. Argus, be calm.
I mean, that's default for Argus, but
This is unusual.
that orb was in John's grave.
Hi there. Wait,
It's a ghost orb?
stares at Dart. Huh? Oh,
Yeah, what looked to be more of a, more masculine version of Donk was in that coffin, and the flower was holding up the orb, and Jet touched the orb, and the orb flew up through the wall. And is now hovering around you, which is very, very curious. Feel anything different?
Yes, why did it go to you?
When you contemplate on whether or not you feel any different, you actually realize that you've gained a little bit of knowledge. You can feel yourself being a little bit more connected to the natural world. Add 1 point to nature.
feels like I'm with nature. Connected.
Amos
However-
sighs. What does that even mean?
I kind of gotta agree with Amos. What does that mean?
Let's ask the orb. What does it mean to them?
Talks?
Orb does not respond. Just lazily floats around you.
Dart's gonna move close to investigate and be like, is it like following a set pattern, or is it kind of like just kind of whimsy washy, just kind of floating around Azurith?
Just kind of whimsily floating around Azurith.
Um, Azurith, could you try like walking maybe to the center of the room?
Sure. And he walks on over.
The orb kind of lazily follows.
Fascinating. Dart's gonna kind of like try to like hold a paw up in the air, just kind of like try to follow where the orb is and try to like, kind of like give it a very light bap when it gets near him, like not trying to like swish it, but just kind of like, does it interact with like anyone else when it's touched again?
No. I mean, it gets bapped and it kind of like floats a little ways away in the direction that you bap it in before it just kind of returns over to Azurith and resumes its lazy pattern.
Azurith, could you try reaching for it?
He holds up a paw and sits down.
Are you like grabbing onto it or anything?
Not at first.
Okay. It kind of just like lazily floats around your paw.
Oh. It's floating around my paw now. That's
Neat.
different.
I don't think I like this.
Oh no, this is fascinating. This is very fascinating.
What if I try to gently catch it? Just brings the other paw to try to gently catch it.
You are able to catch it, and you can feel it sort of like soft thrumming coming from the orb. It does not hurt. It just feels like, well, it feels like a very unstone-like stone.
He opens his paws back up again.
And it just resumes its lazy floating.
This one is
I
cool.
Indeed. I'm kind of curious, like, how much of a connection to Doc this might have.
We'll just have to wait till Doc wakes up.
Or we could walk down with the orb.
Sure. Oh,
I mean,
actually, follow-up question, DM.
What's up?
Does the orb give a glow to the room? Like, lighting up the room a bit?
It does not. The only reason any of you can see what's going on is because of the lantern.
Oh, so it's a non-glowy orb. Okay.
Yeah.
Make
I
an
mean,
experiment.
yeah, I mean, magical floating orb coming from a coffin that apparently creates a feeling of nature. I don't know, might be the little like wake up slap that Doc needs. Can't hurt. It doesn't seem to be
It could hurt.
malicious.
Yeah.
Beck, I heard some sounds outside that were a little concerning, so I went to go check it out.
Worries, thank you.
Well, let's go check it out with Doc. Also, it's brighter in here. Nice lantern, Jet.
Well, yeah, it definitely helps out.
I walk downstairs.
Amos, you mind sticking around with Argus? Unless he's gonna
You
come
don't have
down
to
with
keep
us.
an eye on me.
Yeah, sure.
Find a light source for the room for him at least. He's toying with things.
And Azurith, I
I'm
highly recommend that
fine.
you add a point to nature onto your character sheet before you forget.
Oh. Okay, I will do that. Standing actually. Let me make it a different color. Alright, there we go. Cool. Also, yeah, yes, I noticed that we have the bronze rank badge, and that the playmat was changed.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
I think technically we could have normal rank. Meh. But Azurith walks downstairs with the others.
Okay. The orb just lazily follows.
Argus is staying up with the tools, trying to ignore Amos. He is certain they're trying to spy on him now.
Remember,
Find
you
any
are
reason to get
in.
rid of him.
Remember, you are basically in pitch blackness.
He has the window if the lightning strikes to light things up.
They're infrequent, but
Yeah.
One day he's going to figure out how to bottle lightning, and he'll have light.
Luck with that.
Lightning in a bottle. Oh, that sounds fun.
It's called a light bulb.
You don't know that.
One day.
well, I guess why don't you try and catch it and maybe push it to her, press it against her gently?
That could work.
I don't see the fault in it.
I think I was
Just-
trying.
Let's just immediately take the mysterious unknown object and press it to a sick person.
Yeah. Sounds like such a good idea.
My God.
Don't worry, Azurith's not gonna go directly to that step.
I mean,
He's
there is logic to this weird decision.
Not saying there isn't, but I'm just saying.
Azurith's gonna sit in front of Doc first.
She's breathing soundly. Little Ethan just clutched upon her chest, just giving like little murmurs in his sleep.
Jolene, does Doc seem improved from earlier?
Indeed, she does, darling. She's breathing properly, and the color's returned. So I believe she's probably a lot better than she was before. Feel like we just gotta wait and make sure that things don't get worse.
Well, let's hope that this will have a positive effect.
I mean, perhaps Azurith, would you be okay with spending the night down here?
I mean, no reason not to. Azurith holds up a paw and holds it over Doc. Watching what the orb does.
Okay. You can see that the orb kind of like straddles between both of you. Like occasionally lazily floating over you before lazily floating over Doc and then back again. Doesn't seem to really necessarily be doing anything, but it does seem like it's not as connected to you as it was previously.
It's going between the two of us. Less connected to me now than it was before.
Interesting.
Well, darling, if this was remnants of John somehow, maybe it's connected to her because of their connection.
would be pretty sound logic, I would say. A bit, you know, a little less concrete. But then again, there have been stranger things in this world.
Hmm.
Suddenly,
I
a
don't.
viney hole opens up in the floor.
I believe.
Tiny
I
hole, and you hear
believe.
snapping in the distance.
Help! I'm falling into the hole.
I was more referring to the Upside Down, but
I've never seen that show.
very good show actually. I recommend it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, maybe we'll have to watch it sometime.
Sounds good. Anyways,
But yeah,
I don't think the orb's gonna help her.
well, it does seem to be having, or at least doing something involving her. More than it's done for anybody else. Well, I mean, aside from yourself.
Here, let's try this. He takes his paw back, steps away from Doc.
Okay.
Then he's gonna hold his paw out towards Jet and watch what the orb does.
just lazily floats around you.
Nope, just between the two of us. No one else would. It might have a bigger impact when Doc wakes up.
It might.
Or Dart's gonna kind of bring a paw up to his muzzle. Could you perhaps have had a connection to John at some point?
Hold up. Is there any chance that this looks like is similar to the gem from the Guildmaster that we saw before?
It is not.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy that line of thinking, though.
Yeah, I was just wondering if maybe we stumbled across one of the, because she, it,
They.
the Guildmaster is missing more gems than the one that we retrieved, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember a John right now. But maybe over time I will.
Why do you think that orb went to you?
That's these blue dabba dee dabba die.
If only it were that simple.
It's more complicated than a simple joke.
Well, there is an actual reason.
Is it
I'm
because he paid respects to the spirits?
What do you think?
I think that's a huge possibility.
I'll go ahead and roleplay that out then.
What if this orb came to me because I paid respects to the spirits? Paying respects to the dead is, common practice. At least to me it is.
That could be it. Actually, that gives me an idea. Could you try and catch it and hold it still for me?
Dart's
are
gonna
you
tilt.
planning?
Dart's gonna tilt his head. Are you thinking are you planning what I think you are?
I'm wondering if maybe it might be John's ghost.
And you, as a ghost type, might be able to better resonate with it.
Or at
I like
least,
the
You're not gonna
thinking,
touch into
Jet.
the orb. It's a Pokeball.
or at least get something more out of it, anyways.
No, I like it.
But why would me catching it do it that way? It's not like the
Well-
spirit's going anywhere.
Well, I think it might be easier if it's not moving around for me to try and do this.
I think it will be fine no matter what. Just there, meditate, and pay your respects.
It wasn't exactly what I was thinking to do. I was going to try and touch it and focus on the ghost stuff that I've got, the energies there.
Ah, you want to touch it. Well, good luck. Doesn't seem like to stay still in one place. He'll hold out his paw for the orb to float around.
You
And then-
have managed to catch it and hold it.
Yes, and I was going through the steps to do that.
Okay.
I'm sorry that I'm being descriptive.
No, the
Overly
way you're
scare you.
describing is basically, well, fuck you. I'm just gonna let it keep floating around.
Just go ahead and continue with the scene.
Sorry. And then he'll catch it between his paws.
Jet's gonna reach out a paw and touch on it while it's being held by Azurith, and try to focus his ghostly energies into his paw. Not necessarily to try and phase or anything, but just trying to kind of commune with it would probably be the best way to put it.
What might your ghostly energies look like?
For him, they are like dark shadows, almost like you almost get the sense of the air itself seeming like it's burnt there
Very nice.
around his paw.
You all can see the crackles of Jet's ghostly energies kind of forming out. Small flickers at first before they build higher and higher, until eventually he and the orb are both engulfed in this energy. Jet, as you are trying to commune with the orb, you suddenly find yourself surrounded in blackness. Everyone is gone.
He is fighting against the panic, trying to just stay focused, telling himself no, focus, commune. He's gonna try and he's gonna call out, "Hello? Is anyone there?"
Suddenly there is a rush as you are, it's like almost like as if the whole picture had been stretched out before snapping back into place of a flowery field just coming into view. You can see off in the, like just a few feet away, a tree. Beneath that tree appears to be someone familiar. It's Doc. You feel like you know her. Then the entire vision suddenly becomes darker. The flowers, the tree, and Doc disintegrating into sand. Swirling sand. You're choking. You're dying. You're drowning in this cascade of sand. You can hear and yet not hear at the same time something oppressive and dark. Something that scares you more than anything else you have ever felt before. You feel the need to shrink away and hide from this thing. And then you're back. You can still feel the sand in your lungs.
He's back in the living room.
Yes.
Jet is going to back away, coughing and sputtering. Water.
Dart's
Well,
gonna rush to the kitchen and get some water.
And Jet is just coughing and just trying to shake himself off. The feeling of the sand around him, just trying to shake it out of his fur, and still trying to cough up the sand.
You're coughing, and yet nothing is coming out. Just that gritty feeling being ever surrounding you. And that same horrible stare bearing down on you.
Are you alright, Jet?
He is shaking and shuddering and looking. Sorry about that. He's shaking and shuddering and just looking wide-eyed around, kind of backing away, backing away into the corner. But otherwise is not really responding.
The orb has resumed its lazy pathing around you, Azurith, seemingly unaffected by current events.
Hey. Jolene, do you want to go help him?
With getting the water or with
Mm.
or
Mentally.
I'm not sure what I can do to really help. From what I can tell, something traumatic just happened, and I'm not while I can give some comfort, I don't know if it'll help with whatever just happened to him, but Jolene starts floating over. She's not gonna say anything, but she's just gonna start patting the doggo, trying to soothe him a little bit.
Ew,
And
sticky fur.
It can be cleaned.
But she's just.
Jet is backing
kinda-
away from the touch.
Darling, do you want to tell us what happened? Are you okay? Will you be okay?
Something wicked. Eve. Darkness. And he's just shuddering still, still trying to cough up the sand that just seems to be in his throat.
In the kitchen, I'm assuming like where I'm at, there are some like cups and like a sink of water, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you can see what appears to be a little bit of water there.
Dart's gonna like kind of take one of the cups like in his muzzle and just kind of like scoop a little bit of water and then just kind of like start trotting over, trying not to spill the water, just kind of like holding on to like the side of the cup.
You are able to successfully do so, and you're able to bring it back with nary but a few drops spilling onto the floor.
Dorot's gonna kind of like just put the cup on the ground, and just kind of like lightly paw it towards Jet. I got you some water.
Jet's going to basically just... He's staring ahead, but not really seeming to see you guys. But then his ear twitches a little, and he looks down and just kind of takes the opening of the cup into his mouth and just raises it straight up and back, trying to guzzle it down.
You guzzle it down, and you do feel somewhat better. The lingering taste of sand on your tongue.
I do think that is... I do think that was John.
The oppressive feeling?
No, he's just described because...
Oh, just in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was dark, and then I saw Doc in a field, and I felt like I knew her more than I actually do. Then sand and drowning in it.
Oh no,
I-
related to.
I don't know if that was my memory or John's. But I do know, I do believe I saw a bit of John. But there was something oppressive, something evil, a dark thing that was terrifying.
Dorot's gonna kind of like just give a puppy hug to Jet. It's like it was a good idea and brave, but I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Jolene is going to like put a hand to where a chin would be and kind of say, I wonder if that oppressive feeling is is because of what killed John, or it could be related. We should probably ask Doc for any information she can give us so we can figure out what you just saw.
do we still have the wanted poster?
I assume somebody has it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm specifically asking that in character.
Wow.
Um,
I actually don't recall what happened to it after I showed Doc.
I didn't realize we had one. Is that what caused her to run out or something?
We did
Oh.
compare it with another, because we did look at it to verify, comparing it with the we did look at it, comparing it with what we saw out in the street. Jolene, I think you were the last one to have it. I want to
honestly
take
trying to
another look
remember.
at it.
I'm honestly trying to remember if Jolene does have it or if Doc had still had it somewhere, because I don't remember after we showed Doc what happened to it off the top of my head. I know it's somewhere in the house, but
Go look for it. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure last it was here in the living room.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so Jolene's just gonna start looking for it, and
With what?
well, light from the fireplace probably. At least I think we've been keeping the fireplace going for the most part.
I don't think that's where she was shown.
So Doc was shown at Doc's room. However,
Mm.
after that, it was taken, or Jolene was looking at it here in the living room, comparing it to what she'd seen in the street before.
Okay, then Jolene would still have it. I thought we did the comparing before we showed Doc. I could not remember the order of events, so that's
No,
why.
it was
So yeah,
after we showed Doc.
okay, so yeah,
For
Jolene would.
Yeah, for the sake of simplicity, we'll just assume that either you or Dart has it.
Yeah, so Jolene's just gonna pull it out of her bag and hold it out, open, so
Jet's
everybody
going
can see it. Yeah.
Jet's going to closely examine the image on there. Does it remind him at all of the entity?
No. What you see in the picture and what you felt are two entirely different things. It's almost like comparing a cup of water to a hurricane.
That's a huge difference.
This is. I'm now more convinced than ever that Martinez had nothing to do with John's death.
We'll probably run
Unless I
into them
was,
one day.
unless I was seeing something from my own past that I can't remember. This image is completely different from what I saw.
I would actually say it's not so much what you saw, but what you felt.
Oh, okay. Well, what I felt, there's no comparing the two at all. We're dealing with... I know what it is. Martinez is Dr. Jekyll.
Or Mr. Hyde.
Or both. They're technically both.
Or neither.
Maybe.
I think there's a deeper mystery, but we are definitely not prepared to take on whatever that was.
I think what we probably should do is the orb seems benign unless we interact with it. Let's get some rest, get some better daylight, and perhaps just if nothing changes or if the orb stops following Azurith, we go back to our original plan that we discussed not long ago.
I agree. I think I could really use some sleep after that.
Yeah. I think we all could. It's late.
I think after that, Azurith, I think it's things you recall if you feel comfortable sleeping down here or back upstairs with us.
I think it would be best for Jet not to sleep next to the orb.
Fair.
I think it would cause him trouble to sleep.
Jet's just
And
gonna
Azurith-
nod and kind of start stumbling his way back upstairs. Very shaky still.
Ooh. You going to go, Dart?
I was gonna say, are you, so Azurith, you gonna stay down here or are you gonna go to a different room?
I'll stay down here.
Jolene?
I'll be down here with making sure that when Doc wakes up, she has plenty of people around. Plus,
Good.
I need to stay by the fire.
Very good. If if anything happens, just let us know. I'll let Amos and Argus know we're going to bed, but I'll keep Jet some company. I think he's had a very rough few hours. You guys try to rest well.
You too, darling.
Jet's actually going to be looking into the room for a moment before shaking his head and going over to this room instead. Which might be about when Dart comes up the stairs, is when Jet's going in here.
Dart noticing that, just be like, "What? Oh, you going in here tonight?"
I don't want to be too close to that room right now.
Fair. I'll be in a moment. Dart's just gonna make his way back over to the attic.
The darkness kind of wraps around you, Jet. Oppressive
He does have
and
his
almost
lantern.
mean. The light almost seems to be swallowed up. Though nothing has changed visibly, you feel very alone.
Okay.
You're gonna have to roll to see if you can even sleep at all. I would like you to roll both your logic and instinct together. You will require a score of 2 in order to succeed. You are able to fall into a troubled sleep.
Huh? Time for bashing
He
something?
is not attempting to sleep until Dart comes back, though.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know that when you do
Okay.
fall asleep, it's going to be troubled.
Okay.
Dart's gonna just peer into the attic to be like, Amos, Argus, everyone else is gonna be heading to bed. It's the orb kind of messed Jet up a little bit.
It did what?
I told you it was evil.
No, he tried connecting with it, and
Evil ghost orb.
I don't think the orb itself was evil, but it reminded him of some very, very unpleasant memories. Jolene and Azurith are going to be staying by the fire with Doc, and Jet's decided to take the room up by or closest to the steps. I don't know whose room that was, but I'm gonna accompany Jet just so he's not alone.
All right.
You guys try to get some rest. It's pitch black.
Yeah, I can't see crap around here, except for when the lightning strikes.
Good night.
Well, good night.
Dart's gonna make his
Hmm?
just gonna make his way
Alright.
back into the room and like hop on the bed.
When you do come in, Jet is currently curled up with the lantern on top of him, kind of clutched close, but specifically making sure that none of the light is blocked. And he's just kind of whimpering. Well, not kind of. He is very much whimpering.
What happened when you connected with that orb, Jet? Are you okay? I mean, you're not okay. But what happened?
I was alone. Very, very alone. I was alone for a very long time.
That was then, but we're here. We're all here.
He just kind of looks over weakly at Dart before nodding and giving a weak, grateful smile.
How are you feeling it? How are you feeling energy wise? You look tired.
I don't like the dark. I don't like the loneliness.
Dart just kind of like kind of curl up to Jet's side and just kind of like do a little puppy snuggle.
Puppy power.
Okay.
I don't.
Oh.
Dart's just gonna respond like, "Look, remember what I said yesterday, or this morning? Time's weird. Look, we got each other, and we don't have to be alone again. We'll figure this out."
Jet will nod, but just kind of nervously looking at... He seems to be looking at something, his eyes kind of following it, getting closer to the bed, even though you can't really see anything that looks like that.
Just remember, if there's anything you want to talk about, You always have an ear.
I know. Just feels like the darkness is trying to close in right now.
Puppy snuggles.
What is everyone else up to right now?
Argus is going to. He's going to be searching this upstairs area for more wood. Because, Azurith, despite being, untrustworthy, was right. I'm running out of wood on the boxes. So I need to see what else I can scavenge.
How are you
Amos is just
seeing?
gonna follow.
In the dark, you're in the dark, sir.
Okay, I'm crawling around with
Argus, what
Amos.
are you trying to do in the dark?
Looking for wood.
Well, I'm going to bed, so if you want to wander around this place all by yourself in the dark, be my guest.
Dang it. No, Argus is going to head downstairs before he starts wandering, so he can set a stick on fire to have a torch.
Azurith is curled up, deep in thought, occasionally glancing over to Jolene, then to Doc, then to the fire.
Jolene would have been moved somewhere over here in front of the fire. Or I forgot to actually move her. She'd be in her bowl, just not asleep yet, but just kind of humming, seeming to think to herself. Not humming any specific like tune, just kind of humming in a rhythmic pattern, or not talking, just thinking and trying to fall asleep.
When Argus walks in, he looks up, watches Argus.
Argus just pokes a stick into the fire so he has a little flaming stick. Tiny torch.
It's late. Shouldn't you sleep?
It's not late, it's early.
We're gonna be going out searching. You should get some sleep.
I will.
Mm,
He's not.
you're not falling asleep while we're out there.
Argus is just scrambling up the steps with a flaming stick. He doesn't think he should sleep because he has to work harder so that he doesn't get thrown away while you guys are on your adventure. He's going to stay up all night making a new polgo. That is his goal.
Okay, with what?
He's searching the rooms for stuff he can scavenge for wood.
You find a few scattered bits and pieces here and there. Unless you start taking apart the furniture, though, there's not much in the home.
What about the barrels?
Well, you can, but they are full of stuff.
Ooh, what's in them?
Because well, you'll have to open them and find out, or you can try to remember what was in some of them.
He
he's
wasn't
gonna open
present when Jet and Azurith were going through them.
Okay.
He's gonna open one of the barrels.
Which one?
The one he's right next to, the bottom one.
Okay. When you open up the barrel, you find a red circle.
A red circle?
Just like this sphere, like this just circle thing. It seems hard and waxy.
Is it like the ones on the table?
Jeez.
No, it's not like the kind of thing on the table. It's just a hard, waxy circle.
He's going to pick it up.
Okay, you pick it up. It's about the size of your head, so it's fairly large. Smells waxy.
Huh. He's going to set it aside on this barrel, like just on top of it, and take the barrel. The now empty barrel.
Okay, where are you putting the torch?
In his mouth.
Okay.
So he has like the flaming bit out of his mouth, like you would with a little flashlight.
Okay.
And he's going to push the barrel over and start rolling it back to the room with all the tools.
Making a lot of noise.
He knows.
Okay.
There's a
that
distant
noise?
go to sleep.
Amos just yells, Argus, what the heck are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, you can't speak. You got a torch in your mouth.
Nothing.
Amos sighs, putting a pillow over his head.
Yeah, he's rolling it back to the room with the tools.
Okay. Well, this is where we're going to take our break. It's a little past our break time, so everyone, go ahead, take 5 minutes, go get some water, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do. We will reconvene in 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
I will say it might take me a little longer because my stomach has been giving me some trouble, and
Do we
I've
need to give you
just-
15?
maybe.
All right, we'll do 15 minutes then.
Okay, thank you. And I will be right back.
I'll get some water.
God, the intrigue is getting so good.
I know.
It really is.
I just want to eat the orb to see what happens.
Don't eat the orb.
Oh my god. That
Azurith
might be a
will
little
say
too
no.
far.
I know that waxy thing is cheese, but Argus doesn't know it, and he doesn't
Lick-
know what cheese is. So
lick
it's
the
probably
orb.
going to end up as a toy.
Hey, go look, found something to occupy him.
Touch the orb. Lick the orb.
Also,
Be the
Argus
orb.
does not like the orb. In fact, he's going to be avoiding it. You now have Argus repellent.
oh. I kind of also have a jet repellent too, which is why Azurith didn't do a whole lot after he touched the orb. I don't know if it was... I might have been able to do something better, but felt like Azurith felt useless. In a good way. Character way. Not like, bad way. Like, normally he's able to do something. This time, he has to sit on the sidelines. Because he can't go in comfort.
Oh, at least
Argus
you
is
got
gonna
company now.
Argus is going to be up all night long.
Open red orb, spider spiller. Ah!
I'm pretty sure it just
I need water.
Jet took a solid dose of phasmophobia. Just the entire phasmophobia game, just like one neat little blast.
Argus ate food.
Except worse.
He has nightmare difficulty.
Oh lord, don't play on nightmare difficulty. Too scared to even play alone in that game.
I play Nightmare difficulty all the time.
It's terrible.
In what game?
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to start on a normal difficulty. He made me start on nightmare.
Talking about Phasmo, Rygon.
Oh, okay.
Uh, uh, water. Everyone get water now. Stop sitting at the computer. Get up off the chair.
I'm glad you enjoy it, Slitherite.
Zephyr, I'm gonna going for definitely in at least an hour more. I'm gonna be going for a while. Um, we have like what, 10 minutes left on intermission, and then at least an hour of session, and then 15 minutes of closing and the after session before we sleep. You're doing the 80 maps. Yeah, I will not be joining for that.
The after session?
No, I'm talking to Zephyr stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, I know Seal's making a lot of money in game, but this isn't my personal thing right now. Well, thanks for checking on in. Probably should actually type that in chat, that I think about it now. Whoops.
Oopsie.
I just do
I
things
just like how I have my chill music in the background here, though. Like we're having all these events going, players getting traumatized, and I'm just like with maracas.
No, we haven't. No one has. Okay. No one has died in this time, but in the past there was death. Uh, character is traumatized by orb.
Poor Jet.
Poor Jet.
I'm sorry.
How? Let's see. He tried to. Oh. Oh, fudge.
You're muted.
No one thinks poor Argus because he's afraid he's going to be kicked out.
Once per minute. Boo.
I have a theory. I think I want to talk about it. I can talk about after, but it's a small, nice conversation. I think personally, it looks like a masculine dog. What if that was Doc in a previous life?
Ah, transgender doc.
Yes. Something like that.
So sometimes the simplest answer is the best answer, and I think believing that it's John, her lover, that was killed is definitely the simplest answer than previous life transgender stuff happening.
Shush, it is an absolutely sound theory, and I will stand by it on this hill until I die!
It could also be her cat.
I mean, I'm just curious now, like, considering the relationship with the orb, if Azurith has any connection to John, and likewise, if the
Azurith is John.
and likewise, less so much if there is a connection to John that Jet would have, but if the orb itself kind of has a bit of a,
No.
I would say, defense mechanism of sorts.
I won't say defense mechanism. It might have been playing off of Jet's fear.
Or have memory properties.
Something like that.
Is eating a crayon.
Remember, this is why you have to pay respects.
I mean, if Jet did get so messed up, like, Dart was almost very tempted to just focus on the orb itself, but maybe focus more on the physical properties.
Maybe you should, take a thing spiritually. Unless that's what you were doing.
Baby steps.
Fine.
I mean, think about it this way. And this is Dart's reasoning. Like, well, if Jet as a ghost type could resonate with it in some capacity, maybe since this thing has some kind of almost like rock-like properties to it, maybe he could resonate. Jet or Dart could resonate with it as a ground type.
Hmm.
Oh, it was very unstone like stone.
Very true.
It's white stone black.
All I know is that Azurith probably has a playing sound clips on Azurith's channel or Azurith's channel.
Yes, Hesper's probably does have a bad feeling about this.
No.
Maybe. No, I don't know. Maybe.
The orb is actually a lost puppy type. It's adopted you, and we're keeping it.
Oh,
So when you have yourself an introvert, the only way you can get them out of the house is by having them be adopted by an extrovert. In this case, an orb.
So it's proof that Arzadeo is a puppy type.
why aren't me Arzadeu? What? I'm an extrovert, thank you very much.
You're a puppy type.
I'm a dragon type, thank you very much.
Puppy type. You're part of the puppy power.
Angrily eats ice cream.
All I know is that we're currently we're getting our own little version of Paw Patrol going on here.
Is this what
good.
happens when we combine Paw Patrol with Captain Planet?
Wait,
We're
what?
just, we're just gonna have with our powers combined. Or sorry, with your powers combined, I am Captain Canine.
Also, I didn't just horribly date this episode.
What? Confusion.exe.
Whenever you mention any popular kind of, pop culture, it always horribly dates whatever it is you're doing.
Oh. Why are we relating this to Paw Patrol?
Because puppies. I'll allow you to put the rest together yourself.
Who's right?
Can we just have it canonically speaking that like Azurith is in a voidless room right now, just like trying to complain to the writers of the show?
Something like
Uh,
that. I assume Azurith is probably like that special puppy you bring out every so often for very niche jobs. Like that dinosaur puppy.
Hey!
What?
There's a ranger puppy, dinosaur puppy. I know there's an ice puppy that I remember. I forgot her name. I want to say Avalanche, but
As someone whose only exposure to Paw Patrol is just seeing it on children's backpacks, I'm very confused right now.
My only exposure is through game theory.
my
okay.
exposure. I used to live in a family that does daycare. So, essentially there's maybe 5 or 6. Whatever,
Okay,
there's
back
the...
in
What?
sorry.
Yeah, there's...
Back in my day, it was VeggieTales, Bob the Builder, and Dora.
Yep.
VeggieTales.
Yep, that was back... I remember that when I was really young. Long story short, you have your main crew. And then you have those side characters that you bring in every now and then. So, the ice dog, Malamute, Alaskan Malamute, she's only brought in every now and then. Especially with the ranger puppy and whatever
Thomas
else
the
they
Tank
added.
Engine. Gordon and James never show up unless it's a side story. But Thomas and Percy are always there.
You can kind of think of it like that, but just with Paw Patrol, it's like very, very niche sort of stuff. So, like, obviously the snow puppy's only brought in when there's a snow episode sort of thing. Well, Arsadeu is a niche character. They're only brought in for, dragon-related stuff.
Why are they brought in for dragon stuff?
Because they're a dragon puppy.
I
I
like to
feel
say...
like the joke has now kind of like reached the end of its rope, considering that this was originally just, ha ha, you guys are like puppies, therefore Paw Patrol.
And then we just
look,
dragged it on?
I'm gonna be honest. My mind's just thinking about, if this was Captain Planet, who would each of the characters be?
I know nothing about Captain Planet.
Basically,
Jolene would probably be that fat guy who just tries to dump oil in the ocean because.
Oh god, you're putting Jolene as one of the eco-villains. I was just saying, like, which of the Planeteers would everyone would be? Good lord, Rygon!
What? They put Jolene as the mafia boss.
Yeah, like, we just have the 5 Planeteers that have the power of Earth, Fire, Wind, Water, and Heart. And then the guy who has the power of Heart also has a spider monkey pet.
Yeah, because they needed to make him slightly more special since his is the power of like me much.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I'm surprised he never ever used it on the villains to make them actually give a shit about the environment.
Huh.
I'm just currently imagining that if Jolene does go with her mob boss idea, because Alcremie doesn't float like Milcery does.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm imagining that instead she's just gonna get a plate and she's gonna sit on that and have her little minion cupcakes carry her everywhere.
Oh. Oh, that is a problem. She's gonna move, like, very slowly, like... maybe that's why you... Oh no, I was thinking Cake, the Gigantamax form, not oh, God. Whoops. My bad. I was thinking
Gay.
It's fine.
Speaking of Jolene, you back yet? I guess not. What about you, Amos?
No. I'm here.
You're a very good boy, Amos.
Are you actually here?
Or are you Rygon?
Listen,
Growl.
standing here, I realize you are just like me, trying to make history.
Like, I'm just amused by Warnimal's name of Amos the Warning Moth, and I just can only just envision Amos as a weremoth now. Or would it be, you know, one of the moth Pokemon?
Who's to say?
The world may never know.
I'm
I should
actually the
double check
one
my
that
notes.
set that nickname for Werny. I don't know if you ever noticed it though.
You know what? I
Also,
think this is good notes for so far.
also, Zim, I'm sorry. You playing the Awu just reminded me of something that I need to test. I do apologize for what I'm about to do. Beautiful. You have it set up correctly, not like me.
Yep.
I have mine set up so it just overlays each other. You just have like this, you know, complete howl where it just goes like.
There. I have put down a recap
Hey,
so
Taltarius.
far.
Howdy.
Wait, is he still in this call with us?
He's been in
Oh my
here.
God,
I don't know if he's been paying any attention. Seems no. He might be asleep.
The name's Dart. Just Dart.
What are you, some
Yeah, okay,
superhero?
Dart Just.
Are you next a new superhero, new on the block or something? Some like rich kid that decided to be a superhero or something?
Oh God, now I'm just torn.
Ah, torn
Wait,
between what?
When we have that inevitable, like, you know, pop culture reference episode where we're all just hallucinating on like probably some weird like orange berries. Like it's like, do I want the Dart focused hallucination to be Star Trek focused or James Bond focused?
Bum ba Oh goodness. I don't even know how to go for a series.
Also, I'm back.
Yay! Okay, roll call. Dart.
Chocolate ice cream.
Okay, I'm here. Jet. Zit. Okay, good. Rygon.
Not here.
Understood. Alright, DM's not here. If we'll give him 15 minutes, we're allowed to leave.
No, we're allowed to
Yeah.
level up.
With what?
I don't know.
I'll just
We'll
level up.
figure it out.
Argus.
Rawr.
Adorable. Do it again.
No.
Later. Amos.
Come here.
Alright, and then Mafia Boss.
1 second.
I mean,
I
that
think it's time to
technically.
ask the cakes, boys.
Did you hear my suggestion of the plate, Jolene?
No, I just got back a couple seconds ago, so.
Oh, I was saying how if you do go the Mafia boss route, because Alcremie doesn't float like Milsri does.
Yeah.
So you just find yourself a plate, and you sit on it, and you have your little cupcake minions carry you everywhere.
I can see her doing that.
Anyways, shall we return to the game?
Sure, why not?
Sleep sounds. Sleep sounds.
Sleep sounds.
Well, Argus is still awake,
Loud
so...
noises. Because Argus is making all the noise.
Oh, the noise.
How loud
Yeah.
is the noise down here from up there?
Mm.
Good question.
Yeah, sure you get some sleep. God, that sounds terrible.
I'm just wondering if it's loud enough to make Jolene have to go do something about it.
Oh no. Well, he
Oh, you mean the
definitely-
barrel?
Yeah.
Oh, it's loud. You're rolling a wooden barrel across a wooden floor in the middle of the night.
Morning.
It's
It's
not.
still night.
Yeah.
Morning.
I don't consider it morning until I see the first rays of the sun.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I already saw them. They kept me up, and then I fell asleep.
Anyway, hearing the barrel sound, float, 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 float. Bottom, 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 bottom.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Oh no!
Yeah, Jolene finds Argus and says, "Darling, what are you doing?"
Nothing.
Pop on the head.
Just needed this.
Literally just bops him on the head. Go to sleep or stop
Ow!
making so much noise. Some of us are trying to sleep, and you are making a lot of racket.
You get the sensation that maybe they're trying to keep you from doing the thing that will help to keep you around.
I need to do the thing.
Why do you need to do the thing, darling, when everybody is trying to sleep?
'Cause it's important.
Sigh. Is it more important than everybody sleeping and being ready for the adventure
Yes.
we have to do? Why? Why is it?
Because it is.
Darling, you're going to have to be forthright with me here and tell me why it is so important that you can keep everybody up with the racket you're making.
What if I tell you, then everything goes wrong?
Why is that?
Because.
Darling, she's going to put a hand on your head, shaking her body left and right in a disapproving manner, and say, "You really, really don't need to be doing things that are loud when people are trying to sleep. It's rude."
I'll try to be quiet.
Well, as long as you're quiet. But if I have to come up here again, you're getting bopped on the head again.
Okay. And
And-
he rolls his barrel over to the toolbox, but tries
Yeah.
to be quieter about it.
Jolene just stares until he's got that done, and then says, as she starts to float away, "Just try and get some sleep. We're gonna need your help tomorrow, okay?"
No.
Float, float, float. Turn. Stare,
Angry do.
Yeah, no, she disappointed doots.
Oh no.
Turns around, stares at you another moment, then just floats back to her little spot.
Argus isn't good with disappointment.
Time passes. Eventually, the darkness of the night is penetrated by the morning rays. and orange, yellow, and purples eventually spill across the horizon, illuminating the inside of the house with something more than the brief white flashes of lightning. The storm has passed, the world is fresh, and you all are awake.
Argus has been awake all night.
You're probably falling
Yes.
asleep by now.
Actually, that's kind of a good point. Roll to see if you actually managed to stay awake all night. Give me a... Let me check here. Give me a vitality fight brawl. No, you managed to stay awake. You are exhausted, though.
He's exhausted, but he's been working all night on the polgo.
Yes. And let's see how much progress you've made. Go ahead and give me a... Oh, I don't know. I'm like, there's no combination here that's like great.
Smart.
So I'll say, just give me a strength and dexterity roll.
Damn
Just
it.
combine them together.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah, I'll say some of it's putting the wood together, some of it is just making sure you actually put it together.
Oh my god.
You only get about...
Can I use
like,
the reroll?
If the party allows it.
No.
Denied.
Yeah, no.
Aww.
You unfortunately were working in the dark. With your torch in hand, I mean, it made the job easier, but having to pretty much be swallowing it kind of made it a bit difficult for you to move things around. And you are able to put together a base frame, but not much else.
Dang it. Basically, the way I had the frame is he takes that barrel, he cuts it in half, and he puts the two halves together. One in the front, one in the back. And he
Okay.
would be nailing that. So it's like two little... It's a W thing.
Okay.
That's his base of the polgo.
You are able to get that far, at least.
Okay.
And
That's
thank you for the follow,
something.
Simone.
He's very disappointed in himself he couldn't get it finished, though. So he's still working on it.
Well, at this point, you are exhausted enough that you are going to have to make another roll to see if you just fall asleep standing where you're at. So,
Okay.
kind of the same roll as before. Give me a vitality fight brawl.
Oh my god. My rolls!
While you were able to stay awake all night, come morning, as soon as the light kind of touches your eyes, you just feel a sense, like a sudden surge of drowsiness. And you kind of just like crumple over your work and you fall asleep.
Does it crumple over like a Gmod figure?
He just falls asleep on top of his little thing.
What is everyone else up to?
Yawning.
Yeah, let's say Jolene's still bubbling in her sleep. A little snores. She's not quite woken up yet.
I like that. I can just imagine little bubbles coming out of the bowl, just like...
Zorro Arc 720 has killed the Martin.
Could you, Zorro? But yeah,
The poor Martin.
she's going to be sleeping for a little bit longer, because she just kind of exhausted after the worrying and the whole situation with the coffin and Jet getting the not goods.
Mm-hmm.
So she's still sleeping for a bit.
Mazurith?
You first.
I
Okay.
was kind of thinking Jet might probably be the first one up.
Huh.
Mostly because his sleep was not very restful anyways. He's just gonna kinda lay there in the bed for a moment before trying to wiggle out of it without disturbing Dart. Probably gonna need a roll for that.
Get out of bed without disturbing Dart.
Yeah.
How are you two positioned?
Puppy pile.
Dart kind of like, like did a little side by side snuggle.
Okay,
And
so
nothing on top of each other, just kind of like
okay, give me a dexterity contest perform. Oh, nice roll. Yeah. You were able to extract yourself successfully.
If his lantern is still going, he's gonna put it out.
No, that thing died a good while ago.
I figured. And he's gonna quietly make his way. Actually, he's gonna go this way.
Okay. You are inside the coffin room.
And he's kind of gonna just be sitting there in quiet meditation for a while.
The room gives you a sense of peace and stillness to it, about the same kind of peace and stillness you would feel in a graveyard or a church. It feels calming and relaxed.
He's just contemplating things for a little bit. Nothing in particular, more just like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess there are some. He's having a little bit of an existential crisis himself, because, after all, he doesn't even understand the concept of a ghost that's not dead. And if he is dead, how is he walking around? So he's kind of considering things like that.
Frankenstein. All right, what's everyone else up to?
Okay, who wants to go next?
I guess it kind of determines on who wakes up when.
Argus isn't waking up anytime soon.
Amos, you go.
Most is kind of groggily getting out of bed.
What does your character want to do right now?
He's just gonna take a look outside, see if he can see anything out the window in the morning.
Okay. Are you looking? Well, are you looking through the telescope? Or are you looking through just the window?
Just the window.
Okay. Let me actually take a look at the house itself. Ah, you actually see something colorful. It's bright, it's sunny, It's a nice day. And you see what appears to be a bit of colorful cloth coming down the street. Like there's this strange, just like lumpy thing.
That's odd. Amos is gonna watch the thing for a bit.
It just kind of slowly is just moving along the street, just hoity-toity. Doesn't seem like it's in any particular hurry.
And Amos decides just to go downstairs. And as walks in and sees if the other two are awake yet.
Jolene's still bubbling. Little blop, 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 blop.
The footsteps would wake Azurith. Slowly opening his eyes, blinking a bit. Sees Amos.
Hey, Azurith, the ice cream man's here.
I'm trying to think what to answer this about that. What's an ice cream man? I don't know what an ice cream man is.
That wasn't what Amos said.
I know. Use him. I would also look up to see the orb floating around him.
Yep, it's still just lazily floating.
Amos just gives a wave and tries to be quiet, not to wake Jolene. And just heads over to the kitchen to look for if there's anything he can get an early morning snack on.
Why does it feel like deja vu suddenly? I'm confused.
What?
As you enter into the kitchen, you see Doc. She seems to be standing over at the counter and is making what appears to be a leafy sandwich.
Oh, Doc, how you feeling?
Oh. Hello, Amos. Oh, I'm feeling much better. What happened?
Oh, that's good to hear. You know what? We'll talk about that later.
Okay. Would you like to join me for some breakfast?
Oh yeah, sure.
Wait. Doc's awake? Looks the couch.
You just see Ethan just kind of snuggling against the cushion very cutely, but otherwise it is empty.
He leaps up, making noise with his scales, and then rushes over to Amos's voice, and we hear Doc just quickly scampering into the kitchen with a screech. It's like, oh, you're awake.
Slow waking Jolene from the noise. Slow floating Jolene over to see what's going on.
Really needs to get some coffee in her cream.
She's not super tired anymore, but she's also not fully awake at the moment, so floats in over top of Azurith and notices Doc and says, "Oh, good morning, darling. You're awake. That's good."
Hello there, Jolene. Oh, it's good to see you as well. Do you want to join me for some breakfast? I was just in the middle of making some sandwiches.
That would be delightful, darling. Thank you.
Of course. I'm afraid we don't really have much in the way of meat anymore, but I hope you're okay with some lettuce.
That Fine with me, Don.
And you can see that she has. There appears to be like a relatively big bushel of lettuce right by her. She's kind of like taking little bits and pieces from it every so often and putting it in between two slices of bread and using some of the condiments that have been left over from the rations and, flavoring it all up before placing it off to the side for the next one. She looks actually pretty healthy. The frost that had been on her leaves and petals is no longer there, and she seems well.
We'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay. Mm. As much as I prefer meat, I can't be too picky.
Say again?
And as much as I would prefer meat, I can't be too picky.
Well, I'm afraid this is all we've got. This is what I was able to make before, after I woke up. The soil outside is good, but it's not that good.
Well, we were planning to go foraging today. Over
I
in...
think that would be a good idea. Much as I'd like to be able to grow a garden here, I don't think that's quite possible. Not without some really hard work.
Oh. I forgot what I was about to say. Hmm.
Azurith would climb up onto the table. Look around. That's it. Dart, your turn.
I guess the better question is, does the commotion wake Dart, or does Dart just wake up and notice the absence of Jet?
Well, the commotion's downstairs, so you probably don't hear it. Nothing more than maybe a few mumbles from the stairwell.
Yeah, Dart's gonna kind of like groggily just like shake himself awake, and then notice. Wait, where did Jet go? And he's gonna start sniffing the air. Hop off the bed and try to find, where did Jet go?
It's a little hard to smell since you all have been living in the house long enough for all of your smells to more or less kind of permeate. But one does seem to be stronger than the others, and you're able to follow it over to where Jet is. After a bit of
I am
sniffing, of
back.
course.
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back.
Welcome back. Dart, upon entering the other attic space, just sees Jet and is like, "Morning." You okay, Jet?
Jet's gonna look over at Dart and he's gonna put on a smile and nod. Yeah, I think I'm doing better than last night.
Dart's gonna sit down on his haunches and just be like, anything you want to talk about?
Well, today's a new day. So let's make the best of it. I wonder if they've gotten breakfast ready.
I was about to say we probably should get some food. Perhaps the trading will help take your mind off things.
Yes, I am excited for that. Huh. I can flick things.
No.
Oh no!
No, 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 no. Do not flick. No.
Flick the puppy.
Take
Nah!
his moderator permissions away.
I don't have them.
Hmm. Are those? Those sounds like Darts and Jet's footsteps.
Pitter
Turns
patter, pitter
around.
patter, pitter patter.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, Doc, you're up.
Doc. Where's Doc located?
He's just over at the counter, like right about here.
I think Seda and I had the same idea.
I think
You
we
two-
did.
You two are always on the same wavelength.
Well, the puppies are awake.
I mean, they're basically the same character.
I wouldn't
Basically.
Dart's gonna give a little puppy hug to Doc.
Oh. Well, hello to you too. It's good to see you both.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yes, I was feeling quite unwell there for a while, but I think I managed to snap out of it. Oh, of course, all thanks to you two, and I believe she looks over at Jolene. I believe Argus helped.
Yes.
Okay, so
made the
she'll
medicine.
say, "Oh, thanks to Jolene and Argus."
Speaking
I-
of Argus, where is he?
I don't know. I never saw him come down.
Jolene's gonna get up, be like, I'm gonna go see where he is. Probably worked. Yeah, probably worked till morning, till time to get up and fell asleep. Time to go and wake him up.
Well, I'll give you a bit of a choice here. You could do that, but you might be missing some characterization here. Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, actually, Jolene will stop in the door and then just be like, is it really worth it to go and wake him up right now?
Well, last I saw, he was still working on his thingamajig. I wouldn't be surprised if he fell asleep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd say let him sleep. I don't know what's going on with him lately, but
Did he wake you up with all that noise?
to be honest, it wasn't hard to wake me up last night.
I do want to have a chat with that tyrant. He does worry me.
Was that species ever mentioned to you?
I thought it was. If it wasn't, then
Nope.
my apologies.
I'm pretty sure that Doc went through each of us at one point and told us each of our species.
Yeah.
N-
I think she told you your types.
And
she,
species.
She told you guys yours. Argus never asked his.
I will apologize for that.
Or it's
But
just
we
one of
do-
those easy slips.
Yeah, we do know you're both Rockruff, and we know Jolene is a Milcery. Milcery. And we know Arzadeo is a jangmo-o.
Yep.
I
It's
don't think
Azurith.
Amos or Azurith is the.
Yeah,
God,
Azurith
all
is the
these names.
jangmo-o, Arzi is the puppy.
I'm not puppy.
Puppy
Yes.
Durg.
And I don't think Amos or I actually asked what we were, so we never got told.
I think we were
My-
told what Amos is by by Todd at the Blazing Stallion.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Argus never asked.
All we know is Argus is dragon type. We don't even know he's rock type.
My apologies. I will just resend that and be like, I do want to have a chat, Argus. You worried me down the hole.
Oh, he worries all of us all of the time.
Well, how about we all get a bite to eat? And she holds up the little plate of sandwiches she's been making.
That sounds great. We've all got a big day ahead of us, so I think starting off with some food is a great idea.
Agreed.
A healthy meal to start the day.
Take a seat.
Puppies, take a seat.
Take a seat and you'll see.
Okay, I loved how in sync that was.
The sandwiches are passed out. And Doc takes her own seat at the table, kind of like over here by Azurith. So, I feel like we have a few things that we need to talk about.
Yes.
She kind of just stares with expectation at the group.
Yeah.
Are you sure that you're up for it, though?
She lets out a heavy sigh and just kind of looks over to the side. No, I'm not, but I think it's important that we still talk about it anyway.
First
Alright.
off,
We found John's coffin.
Yeah, just put that bombshell on her.
God
Yeah,
damn it, man.
Jet was going to be a bit more gentle about it, but
What is
man.
gentle?
Too late for that now.
What is gentle
Wait.
telling the truth?
Excuse me? John's coffin? What do you mean?
That's something you should probably come and see. Jolene is going to start floating up and say, and we found a hidden area, and well, it's probably better we show you than anything.
I think before we go up there's a few things that we should discuss, and at the least, we should probably get the food in.
Doc is looking very confused right now. Not really sure what to do. I suppose.
Well, we are all on different wavelengths. Gosh darn it.
No, I suppose with that having been dropped already. Yeah, let's go show her. And he's gonna get up and head up to the attic and show her the way in and stuff. And
Okay.
I assume everybody's coming with.
Yeah.
Thank you for grabbing the token.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
after
So you all did manage to solve the puzzle of this house. She kind of says house in a like uncertain way.
It was it took was a couple existential crises and a few body swaps.
She just kind of gives an understanding nod. Well, we're here now. I suppose you all should show me.
Jolene will start floating up.
Everyone just kind of piles into the small room. And Doc just kind of trails behind everybody, and eventually she comes in and she looks around and she sees the withered vines and the dry flowers and the 4 coffins with John still open.
Jet is going to kind of nudge Dart and take a spot next to the way back down. Specifically to make sure she doesn't run away again.
You can see that she's trembling.
Jolene will go over and put a hand on her shoulder, a nubbly on her shoulder, in a supportive manner. Not saying anything just yet, but
These can't be John's coffin. He was buried at the guild.
Azurith will go and close John's coffin.
The vines
Doc.
make it a little impossible for you to close
Oh.
it all the way, but you do manage to shut it as best you can.
On top is where his name is.
Well, you're right. But why would somebody want to make another coffin for him? And just as she asks the question, it kind of like dawns on her what the answer is. It was him, wasn't it?
We believe so.
She's silent for a moment. I think I might need a moment. Could you all give me a second?
Doc, before that, I believe John's ghost is lingering.
No. I don't think that's something I can believe right now. I don't think I want to believe that right now. I'm sorry, but I think I really do need a moment, please.
All right.
Give her some space and get some
Sure.
fresh air. One
Jolene's
more.
just gonna usher everybody out, going behind them all, and then
I'm sorry.
You see kind of like a little plant vine extend out from her, and it just kind of shuts the door behind you all.
Was it wrong of me to just tell her right away?
It wasn't the best approach to this.
Yeah, I probably would have eased into that. I feel like she was going to tell us some stuff, and then we'd probably start with the recap of like what we've been doing, and then lead into that.
I would agree. It was a little. I think it might have been a bit much.
Especially since she's just gotten back up. This whole arc has troubled her, and I think that was a little insensitive just to immediately, dig all that back up.
And on that positive note, shall we end the session?
Absolutely not!
Well, we've got about 20 minutes left, and we usually do our recap now. I can let you all roleplay a little bit longer if you wish, but we are starting to reach the end of our session.
Sleep
And it usually
noises.
takes about 15 minutes for us to go through end screen.
No.
That said, I mean, we can always play longer, but that is up to you all as a group. As always.
I can't go a week without. Ah!
I'm honestly, I rushed. I acted hastily as a player.
No, you're fine. Let's just assume that this was in character, and this is a learning moment for your character, not you.
Okay.
Your character is, after all, kind of on the more blunt side, which is fine.
That is true.
Blunt force puppy.
So, what do you all wish to do?
5 more hours.
Definitely not.
Absolutely not.
No.
I'm not
You'll get-
cancel.
Okay.
You'll get
okay.
5 more minutes out of a row before row sleep.
I
more hours?
5 more minutes of RP, and then we call it.
Fine.
5 more minutes is alright.
Okay, your time starts now.
I do. There was it was a difficult situation. I definitely believe that there could have been better ways to have gone about that, though.
Yeah,
That
it
did
is.
suck.
Could you have been more blunt?
Well, regardless, what's happened's happened. Let's just Dart's just gonna kind of like try to like lean his ear against the door just to like make sure nothing's bad happening.
It's quiet. There doesn't seem to be any sobbing or anger or anything. It's just quiet.
Somehow
thought you
the quiet is a bit more worrying than hearing sobbing.
Concur.
I don't feel that at all. Help. I am on a completely different wavelength.
I mean, knowing that she's in there and okay, even if, well, relatively At least that she's still alive in there. But hearing nothing, that's when it gets worrying.
I'll be honest, I thought you would question immediately the floating orb.
I think we probably should have approached that earlier. Or I didn't want to, like, not at first, but before telling her about the coffin. Because I believe that is John. I believe that is him still lingering on for some reason.
Hmm.
And I don't know if what I saw and felt were my own memories or John. I know some of it was John. I don't know if all of it was. But maybe he's trying to warn us of what actually killed him. That's what I'm
Well,
thinking this is.
if it is a warning, we should heed his warnings well. I do hope he's doing okay now.
I think
It could.
regardless, I think we just have to be more worried for Doc right now. Because it seems
I
like Doc
agree.
has some answers that we might not get now.
Maybe after her moment, she could, go back to eating food, and that will help calm her. Right?
I think with an emotional wound that cuts this deep, I don't think it's just gonna be a simple 5 minutes and then a nice meal and we're over it.
Right of way.
Remember this the was it not the recollection of what Martinez supposedly did that caused her to get into the state in the first place?
Actually, to get into that state, it was the fog that was outside. But her running out into it was from this. I think part of what's keeping Martin or John around is that he doesn't want blame being put on Martinez.
Hmm. What do you think, Amos?
I'm not sure, but we definitely need to. Shouldn't assume anything here. Should find out more from Doc of who John was and what they know.
Jet will nod. I don't want to interrogate her, but we're operating in the dark here. We don't know what's going on.
We should give her some time, and later in the day, or maybe tomorrow even, we can try to get some more information about what's going on.
I just hope that, she's ultimately okay in there. I'm worried.
I think we need to proceed with what we were planning yesterday. You 3 plus Argus go out, gather supplies. I will go wake up Ethan and ask him to sit and watch for Doc coming out. And we'll keep an eye on the house and Doc the best we can. Because no matter what, we definitely need more food.
As much as I hate to, as much as I'd want all of us to be around for Doc, even if we're just on the other side of the door, I think our time is much more well used by making ourselves stronger and making sure we have food.
It won't do a doc any good to get out of there and start feeling better, only for all of us to die of starvation after all.
Well, unless there's any opposition, let's go with our plan. Just hope Doc's okay.
And scene.
There you go.
Sleep noises.
Alrighty. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start a round robin. I do ask my players to stay after recordings are finished. We have something important to discuss. But first off, we will start with Aurum. Something you
real
like?
quick,
Yes.
are you wanting the streams to be ended then afterwards?
Just muted.
Okay.
It'll be quick.
Okay. Are you planning to keep
Okay.
going?
Yeah, I plan on going for a little while longer.
Okay.
So we'll just mute our mics and or at least our stream mics, and we'll just have ourselves a little chat.
Okay.
Alright.
So, Aurum, something you liked, something you felt could have been improved, burning thought or idea.
Something I liked. Argus didn't actually get to do much this session. I mean, we set up a lot for him coming down the line, especially on this next adventure. So I guess I liked being able to set it up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that everyone denied me my reroll. We could have had a full Polgo, but now we have an unfinished one. So yeah. I don't know what could be improved on. And thoughts and ideas, I have a finished Polgo idea in my head. We just don't have it finished yet.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing. Zim, something you liked, something you felt could have been improved, burning thought or idea.
I liked the whole thing where with the communion with the orb. I definitely was not expecting it. At least not something like that. And I appreciated it. Jet is now scarred, but I appreciated it. Something to improve. I do think I could have possibly roleplayed Jet a little better there. I was just kind of caught off guard and was not entirely certain how, but that was just the only thing that comes to mind for what could be improved.
Okay.
Burning question thing. Were those only John's memories, or was it some of Jet's memories leaking through? Because I could definitely see it being both ways, where, you know, you try to open yourself up to hear their message, and in turn, part of what you might have down hidden away comes out as well as what they have comes out. If that
A
makes
good question.
any sense.
Yeah, no, it does make sense, and it's a good question.
But especially with the
alright.
memory storm last night, where, you know, the sand and stuff, I'm wondering if that is, you know, part of Jet's memories coming through and muddling with John's.
Just might be.
Anyways,
Arzadeyu, something you liked, something you felt could have been improved, burning thought or idea.
Something I like. Hey, dog's back. You don't need to worry about that anymore. Something that could be improved. Role playing personally for me. And then burning thought or idea. What's with the guy outside in the rainbow cloths?
Who knows? Say it. Something you liked, something you felt could have been improved, burning thought or idea.
I really liked the little bit of mystery that you weaved into this session. I felt with the decision to like not immediately go to bed and everyone just kind of like slowly try to unravel, okay, wait, why is the coffin open? Okay, let's investigate that. Obviously Argus was absent from that because of their primary focus, but I felt like everyone got to use and contribute. And I felt like, Jolene, definitely doing some of the flying around, Amos with the light, Jet with, the kind of telepathic part, and Azurith, being like the primary focus of that. I felt like, everyone had a little bit apart and you was able to bring something to the table to help like unravel that mystery, and I really like that. Something that could be improved. Again, I feel really bad about my tardiness on that. But on the actual session, I think personally just the RP as well. We've had 2 sessions now where we've had a plan of action, and with just our regular roleplay, we've gotten distracted and we haven't actually accomplished anything we've actually laid out.
Beg to differ. I've accomplished a base.
Very fair, but like we've talked since like the end of, especially last session, of we're gonna go train, and we decided to go take the flowered path. So no, absolutely had fun, but at the same time we are spinning our wheels a little bit. Not necessarily a bad thing, but we do get on tangents very easily when we're role playing.
Something for y'all to kind of watch out for. Because all I can do is just simply present things as they come. Because things are happening, but that doesn't always necessarily mean that you all have to, like, say, investigate them immediately. They're just going to start. They just naturally occur as they do.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm burning my burning question. Still all the remaining burning questions from yesterday with Dart. Obviously, I'm now getting more invested in the whole Jet saga, and my main burning question: is Dog gonna be okay?
Oh, an excellent question.
I don't want anything bad to happen to Doc just yet.
Just yet.
But I do want
so you
this
want
to
it to
be...
happen later?
I do want this to be an example of why we have limited time. So that's why I would like, you all to just, let's be on time in the future if you want to be able to roleplay these things longer. Lyndon, something you liked, something you felt could have been improved, burning thought or idea?
I liked the I liked the fact that Doc's up again. I liked that we had the flower in the coffin, and that it was open when he went to see about the candle. Now I don't have anything I can think can be improved, but my burning thought is, what if we hadn't touched the flower and had just shown Doc when she woke up? Would she have known what it is that was there, and would she have maybe had a better time believing, maybe even doubting what she already knew?
A good question, and one unfortunately we can't find out anymore.
Yep.
All right, Were Animal? Something you liked, something you felt could have been improved, burning thought or idea?
I feel like kind of us just slowly unraveling more mystery to everything. We kind of feel like we're getting close to maybe start figuring some stuff out more. And I'm also just happy that Doc is back. What could have been improved? I mean, me, I don't know. My brain was just not wanting to put sentences together tonight, so I was kind of like not finding the words I wanted to use, which is kind of
Okay.
And burning thought are, I guess, just now we're like very much like, oh, we can figure some info out now, but also like worried like what Doc's reaction will be, that we kind of like drop some heavy shit immediately.
Okay. All right, then. That is the end of our session for today, everyone. For me, on my end, I wanted to put a little bit of focus on some of our characters here, which I think was a successful goal on my part. I do agree on the spinning wheels portion. However, you all did trigger a couple of events as well as they do, hence why they were brought out. But I do look forward to seeing you all continue to practice, or going out searching for rations, all that sort of jazz. Let me think what else. I feel like today was a fairly good session altogether. It was tight. It was wrapped up. I enjoyed the role play from everyone involved. So congratulations, everyone. You all did a good job. To our audience out there, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this through to completion if you managed to make it this far. I hope you all enjoyed the episode, and I will see you next time. Which I believe we don't have anything planned until next Saturday. So yes, next Saturday.
You can wait.
That's
All
gonna be
right.
the 24th of December.
Oh, that is something that I wanted to discuss actually.
Oh.
Before we wrap up recordings and such. So the next 2 weeks, you've got Christmas Eve and then New Year's Eve. Who is going to be available those days?
I will be available.
I will as well. Just to keep things organized, let's start with Amos.
It's a bit tricky, so I might have things going on. Christmas Eve, I think that I should be okay for that day, but New Year's Eve is a no. I'm gonna have stuff going on that night, but I don't know. Christmas Eve is a maybe, but New Year's Eve is a definite no.
Okay. Argus?
Christmas Eve I work till 5, so I get off earlier. After that, I don't have any plans.
And New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve, I don't know my schedule yet.
Most likely you'll get off early then, too.
Maybe. We'll see. I might. It depends on if the store closes early or not.
Alright. Azurith.
I'm gonna say no to both. I'm sure my family's gonna do some stuff, and I would like to do some stuff too. I may be available sometimes, but I don't plan on being completely available.
All right. So, well, I mean, that's 2 people that'll be missing. Most likely
Should we
for
try to
both.
schedule for a different day then?
Thursdays or Mondays are available for me.
I can be available. But Fridays are going to be probably a no-go from me. If I'm like literally counseling 18 people, I'm just going to end up falling asleep in session.
Well, what do you mean by it? So going into Friday, or like I was talking same times, maybe a little earlier if we can,
For Saturday?
for Monday or Thursday.
I don't think I could do earlier on either of those because I am closing shift.
Okay.
I mean, I can do Monday, but I can't do I don't know if I can do anything else because just work.
I'm off Wednesday and Sunday. Those are the only days I'm off. Every other time it has to be after 10.
Yeah, and I have a game that goes till, let's see, 10 my time, 10:15 my time, and I don't know if I have anything I have to do that after that. Like if I have any thing my roommates are planning on doing, since I've already mentioned that to them that I probably won't be doing anything on the holidays, so they might want to do stuff before the holidays. So I should be good for Monday, but I might have to be pulled away at some point.
You all keep discussing this, and I'll be right back in just a split second.
Okay.
But,
What about
so-
you, Seda?
Christmas Eve, I should be pretty clear to do whatever. Mondays, I am pretty clear to do whatever. New Year's Eve, I know I would be late because I will be out of the house for New Year's until about 1 or 2 o'clock my time, which will be about an hour or 2 into this normal session time.
I was looking forward to the idea of bringing in the new year with Pokerole, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm most likely gonna be at a party or something.
Though for the
It
record,
is a holiday.
I am out of the
I
house
might be.
against my will.
I might be in New York City.
Okay.
Would I rather be having a steak and a glass of wine by my computer and playing Pokeballs? Yes. Do I want to be dragged out of the house and forced to socialize and play Jackbox? Probably not.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Well, we can always continue discussing schedules as we go. But it is important that we talk about this other thing, so I'd like to wrap this particular topic up.
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up, and we'll have our little discussion and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my recording now.
Okay.
I'll go to the same too.
Everyone, do make sure though that you keep an eye on the channel on the Discord, and we'll figure out what we're gonna do these next 2 weeks. But
That one
Yeah.
puppy type that's amusing.
well, everyone, thank you for joining us for the Starlight Expeditions Pokerole, our Pokemon Mystery Dungeon tabletop campaign. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, and more. They're on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. As always, do make sure you go check out my friends that have been joining us on this wonderful adventure that Rygon has put together for us. You can find all of their links down in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube. If you are watching this here on Twitch, you can always do the !Starlight command to get those links there in the chat. But for now, do consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/ZGFgaming. And always remember to share the stream around. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu. Y'all can say bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.